In this video, I will demonstrate how to make a pom-pom with the Clover Pom Pom Maker. This is a companion to my top-down knit and crochet stocking cap patterns. The supplies that I'm using are a 2.5-inch Clover Pom Pom Maker, some very sharp snips, about 25 yards of worsted weight yarn. This is Knit Pal painted wool in the color Pastel Rainbow, and a small amount of very strong yarn. I'm using a cotton. Now, if your yarn is strong enough to pull on without breaking, you can go ahead and use it. But this is a single, an unplied yarn. Those tend to be not as strong when you're pulling. The more twist you have, the more you can pull without it breaking. But I don't want to risk it with this, so I'm using some cotton. So you start by opening up half of the pom-pom maker. Take 2 of the legs, just open it up. Then we will start wrapping around one side. And when you wrap, you want to keep your strands close together, a nice dense pack. The fuller you have your yarn wrapped, the tighter you have it wrapped, the fuller your pom-pom, the more it looks like a ball rather than a sort of spindly kind of pom-pom. So you can see I'm just keeping these strands close together, and I'm going to be working back and forth many times. This arc that you see here will be almost full by the time I'm finished. So when you're coming to the end, you want to finish wrapping out at this end, not at the hinge. And the reason for that is when we close it and open the other side, we can just continue on from the center on the other side. So now we're going to do the same thing over here, round and around and around. And again, you might squish them together if it seems like it's coming too loose. And this side doesn't matter exactly where you end up, since we're just going to cut it anyway. So that looks fine. We'll close it up and then snip off this end. So nice and full. Now we'll take these same snips and cut through all of the strands right down the middle. Okay, so once you have everything all cut, it is time to tie the center together. You want to make sure you have a long enough string so that you can really put your hands around it, and you'll have a long enough tail to be able to tie your pom-pom on to wherever it's going. So I'm pulling tight to get to the center, give it a little wiggle, and then when you even out my ends, when you tie it, you're going to tie an overhand knot, but you're going to wrap it around twice. So we've got a double thing there. So give it a nice tight pull. And sometimes even with the cotton, I'm not always sure if I'm getting right into the middle. And so what I do is I start to pull it apart a little bit so that I can really get in there. Get it a really tight pull. A little bit more. So you can see that's all the yarn there. And I want to make that as close together as possible. So I pull as hard as I think I can get away with, and then wrap it in the other direction to make a double knot. So now that's secure, and I can pull my 2 halves apart. Sometimes I find it's easier if you open it up, and it's easier to pull it apart that way. There. Isn't that a beauty? So we fluff it up, and you can see it doesn't need too much trimming. I might take some larger scissors for that. Some people can be a little distressed at the amount of yarn. It feels like they're wasting that's left on the table. In the scheme of things, I think it's better to have a nice, firm, even pom-pom and waste a little yarn. So the closer you get to the middle, the thicker it gets also. So again, I like that look. Okay, so I might choose to tidy this up a little more because that's just the way I am, but that gives you the general idea. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, you'll know when I have other videos dropping that will usually be associated with other patterns of mine that have come out. Thanks for watching.